Langley looks perfect on paper, but for a lot of the people that move here, the reality doesn't match the brochure. Yes, Langley is one of the fastest growing areas in the Lower Mainland. It's got brand new schools, modern homes, more space than Vancouver, and it looks very new and pretty until you actually move in. Because the truth is, there are some very real regrets that most people don't discover until it's too late. Once the boxes are unpacked and the mortgage is locked in, the creeping sense of, did we make a mistake, can start to hit. So in this video, I'm breaking down the 5 biggest reasons people regret moving to Langley, and these are based on real buyer stories, actual client mistakes I've seen, and the truth that doesn't show up in the listing, but will come back to hit you hard in real life. Reason number 1 is the hidden flood risk. Most buyers never think to ask this question. Is the home I'm buying sitting on a floodplain? Because yes, parts of Langley are designated flood risk zone. And I'm not just talking about homes right on the water. I'm talking about low-lying pockets of Alder Grove, sections of Salmon River, or properties near the Fraser River or near the Nikamekel River. Some of these homes look like great value. Big lots, quiet areas, even that country feel. But here's what can go wrong. Higher home insurance premiums, and some insurers won't even cover you. Mortgage financing issues, banks are getting more strict, resale problems, future buyers might not want the risk, and restricted development potential. You may not be able to add on or build. And unless your agent knows how to pull municipal overlays or check Langley Township maps, you might not know until after you've written an offer. So what should you do? Get a local agent to review floodplain overlays for any property you're considering. Ask for drainage reports if you're buying a home or an acreage near creeks. And you can also drive by after a rainstorm. You'll often see issues that don't show up in summer. Now let's talk about what confuses almost every single new buyer. Reason number 2 is the Two Langleys. Langley isn't just one city. There are 2 district municipalities. Township of Langley, which includes Willoughby, Brookswood, Walnut Grove, Alder Grove, Fern Ridge, etc. And the City of Langley, which includes the downtown core near Douglas Park, Langley Mall, etc. There are different mayors, different councils, different bylaws, and different tax rates. In the township, you might find newer homes with higher land value, larger lots in places like Brookswood or Campbell Valley, and higher growth investment pockets. In Langley City, you might get lower prices, but also lower resale performance, more older condos, lower rise buildings, and less community funding with slower redevelopment. I've seen buyers who thought they were moving to Willoughby, but ended up in Langley City and were shocked by higher crime stats, less school funding, and poorer street maintenance. So do your research, understand the boundaries, and don't assume Langley is just Langley. Reason number 3 is traffic and transit headache. Langley is growing faster than its infrastructure. Some of the biggest choke points are 200th at around 3 p.m., Fraser Highway at 8 a.m. or 5 p.m., and 208th Street by the Willoughby Town Center. Public transit is still very limited unless you're near the future SkyTrain, which is coming down Fraser Highway to Willowbrook in 2028 or 2029. If you're not near that corridor, you can expect 20-minute plus drives just to get groceries, poor bus coverage, and longer commutes anywhere outside of Langley. A lot of buyers don't think about this until they're late to school drop-off 3 times a week. So what should you do? If you don't work from home, test the commute during rush hour. Make sure your lifestyle fits the pace of growth, or you'll be resentful fast. Know where the SkyTrain will go. Properties close to future station will jump in value over time. Reason number 4 is a lifestyle gap and mismatch. Langley has a split personality. On one hand, you've got tight townhome complexes in Willoughby, dense new construction, family-friendly layouts and walkability. And on the other hand, you have rural acreages in South Langley, gravel roads and septic tanks, and horses, chickens, and wells. The issue is many people don't realize how different these lifestyles are. They buy a deal in Fern Ridge and then are shocked by no sidewalks, well water and septic tanks, and 0 grocery stores within 10 minutes. Or they move into a brand new townhome and are stunned by high density, the noise from construction, or lack of parking for guests or growing families. Langley can work for you, but only if you match your lifestyle to the right part of town. Reason number 5 is rapid development zones. Langley is booming, which basically means everywhere you turn, there's something being built. Schools with 10 plus portables, roads being widened, parks under construction with 5 to 6 story condos going up where bungalows once stood. And this is a good thing long term, but in the short term, it means noise and dust, traffic detours, and surprise rezoning or densification. You might wake up to a multifamily project being built next door, your elementary school having no available parking spots, or your peaceful street becoming more of a main road. I highly recommend you do your research. Review Langley's Neighborhood Community Plans, or NCPs. These show future development. Ask your realtor what's planned in the area. Look for signs of road widening, rezoning applications, or temporary utility markers. And I'm going to add a bonus regret, and that is buying the wrong property type. Some homes in Langley seem like great deals, but they're cheap for a reason. Avoid pre-zoned teardown lots unless you have development knowledge, 1960s and 1970s ranchers with aging septic and buried oil tanks, leasehold properties, especially on ALR or First Nations land, strata buildings with underfunded depreciation reports, and homes backing onto major roads, which does kill resale because of the noise. And never buy a condo or a townhome with a poor floor plan just because it's cheap. These are going to be really hard to exit later. So if you want help navigating all of this, you can download my free Langley buying checklist at rileyco.ca, or you can text me directly at 604-288-7592. I'll walk you through the flood zones, zoning plans, lifestyle pockets, and future transit impact step by step. Langley can be an amazing move, but only if you pick the right pocket and the right time for your lifestyle. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.